Hey you. Yes you. If you're watching this, congratulations. You're officially smarter than the average YouTube scroller. And if you hit the like button, watch till the end, and follow this channel, you become 12% cooler, 80% more historically literate, and you help me keep making these videos. Seriously, it helps a lot. And you're awesome for doing it. Alright, let's talk about the time the world almost got vaporized. It's called the Cuban Missile Crisis, and it's basically what happens when global superpowers start playing chicken with nukes. So, here's the setup. It's 1962. Fidel Castro is in charge of Cuba. The guy basically took one look at capitalism and said, nah, I'm good. Then teamed up with the Soviet Union. America, meanwhile, was like, absolutely not. We already tried to overthrow Castro with the Bay of Pigs invasion, which failed so hard it's still embarrassing decades later. Like, accidentally like your ex's Instagram post from 2016 embarrassing. Then, American spy planes fly over Cuba and spot something sus. Nuclear missile sites. Soviet missiles in Cuba. Close enough to hit major US cities in minutes. John F. Kennedy saw the photos and basically said, oh heck no. So what does the US do? They set up a quarantine. Not a blockade, because apparently that's an act of war, and they were trying not to blow up the planet. The Navy forms a perimeter around Cuba to stop Soviet ships from delivering more weapons. And for 13 straight days, everyone freaked out. Americans were doing duck and cover drills, digging fallout shelters, and stress-eating canned peaches. Khrushchev, the Soviet leader, was not backing down. And the US wasn't either. It was like the world's tensest staring contest. But instead of blinking, you just launch missiles and end civilization. Then, finally, diplomacy saves the day. Khrushchev agrees to pull Soviet missiles out of Cuba. In exchange, the US promises not to invade, and secretly removes its own missiles from Turkey. Everybody pretends it was a win, and the planet gets to keep existing. Afterward, the US and Soviet Union set up a direct hotline. Yes, an actual red phone. So if things got spicy again, they could talk instead of boom. So yeah, next time you're stressed out, at least you're not in charge of avoiding nuclear war during a Cold War pissing contest. Now, if you made it this far, comment below with this. Do you think the world is safer now than it was in 1962? Yes or no? Seriously, I read all the comments. I want to hear what you think. And don't forget, like, follow, and share this with someone who thinks history's boring. They're wrong.